Good, got that one. There it goes. Ooh, that clunked. Okay, I think I got it.
Relax.
All right, so here we are at Rising Starr Horse Rescue in New York.
New York and Connecticut. Yes,
It kind of straddles both places,
It
right?
does.
Tell us a little bit about Rising Starr Horse Rescue.
So Rising Starr started in 2015. We spent that first year just getting infrastructure together before we rescued our first horse. And we rescued our first horse in 2016. We have horses here at this property, and we also have horses down in Virginia.
How many horses do you have at this property?
Usually we have about 38 here.
And tell us who we have here today.
So this is Crimson. Crimson's a 5-year-old off-the-track thoroughbred. No, where are we going? And sometimes these young babies don't have the patience. Crimson is looking for his home. He's actually really quite sweet. He likes to be outside. Crimson, when he came off the track, had a big teddy bear. He's destroyed a few of them. That's his teddy bear, his emotional support teddy bear right there.
Here. How did he wind up being at a rescue?
So a lot of horses off the track, whether, if they're not spectacular and can't be bred, they have to look for a second career. There aren't that many thoroughbreds that race for years and years and years. So by 3 or 4, a lot of them are done. So we have quite a few thoroughbreds here. We're part of Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, giving thoroughbreds a second chance, finding out what other career they may be good at other than racing. A lot of them are actually very quiet and very sweet. Everybody thinks that they're really, really hot horses. Not all of them are. We have some super quiet ones, and they really are versatile. Thoroughbreds can do almost any discipline. When we got this horse in, the track trainer said he had all sorts of neck problems. We actually did tons and tons of x-rays and that he had a chip and everything. And
You mean like a little fractured chip, or where was that?
in his pole.
Okay.
But we actually x-rayed there and found nothing.
All right, so it's okay to adjust it if we see something. Okay.
Yep.
Great, well, let's get started. What do you think? We'll do a little checkup?
No.
He is mouthy, isn't he?
That is not okay.
All right, so let me get in here. Let me just start checking you. Here's your pole. It does feel tight up there, doesn't it? He really has a good physique, though, doesn't he? He's all muscle.
He does. He's very, very, very handsome.
Yeah.
He's in good condition.
Beautiful coat.
You need to stop or you're going in your stall in a minute.
Checking his back. I'm kind of getting a quick hello to his body.
You're okay. Don't be worried. Don't be worried.
Okay.
Stop. Stop.
Checking his cervical. So horses have 7 bones in their neck, just like all mammals except manatees and sloths. And we're up here now at the pole. The pole is sensitive, isn't it?
Easy, buddy.
All right, so I'm going to have to get in there without getting bit.
Good boy.
Okay. Okay, I think I got it.
Relax.
You hear that make a click, too.
Relax. Well, he's still very worried right now.
Yeah, so we'll give him a second.
No. Yeah.
So we might only adjust his pole today.
We're going to put him away.
I think that's a good idea. So we just adjusted his pole. I was able to get his pole, and that was the area that was concerned because they thought he might have had a fracture. It turned out that he didn't have like a little bone chip there. So they x-rayed pretty recently and found out that there was nothing there. But there was a lot of tension and misalignment at the pole. So I was able to get that one spot, but he's having a little temperamental morning. So we're going to put him back in his stall and start working with a different horse. But this happens. So this is good for people to see because you could have your intention, like I come to a farm and there's a list of 8 or 10 horses that I'm going to work on, and you you think you're going to do it in a specific order, but sometimes it works out differently. There's no reason for anybody to get hurt, either for Kelly or myself, or for the horse to not want to be handled right now. You have to respect that. And we can always circulate and bring the horse back a little later or catch him on the next visit. So now we have someone else. And who's this?
This is Parker. So Parker is 8 years old. Parker is an off-the-track thoroughbred. Parker has x-rays that show he's got a little bit of kissing spine.
And how long has he been here?
Parker came this spring. Parker was also adopted. He was adopted by a wonderful couple who's got 2 of our other horses. And they live upstate New York. And they just didn't all get along. They have 2 big, heavy draft horses. Again, they're wonderful people. Just wasn't a good fit. We talk a lot. We follow our horses for life. We actually own them for the first 2 years. So he was only there a couple months, and they're like, "Well, this isn't working." We go and check on them and brought him right back.
So almost every vertebra in a mammal has a spinous process. The top bone, the atlas, has an arch. It doesn't have the spinous. But as you get through the cervicals, T2 through T7, and the thoracics, T1 through T18, on a horse, you'll see on an x-ray, especially a lateral x-ray, lateral means we shoot from the side, you'll see the tops of the vertebrae look like this. In kissing spinuses, they start to touch, they kiss. They're approximate towards each other, and that can be tender, painful, and inflamed on a horse. Now remember, the saddle is up here. So if the kissing spinous is in the saddle area where it normally would be, because that's the problem of it, it's tender. So a horse might not want the saddle like it usually does. That might be a sign where the horse never had problem getting a saddle on its back, but now all of a sudden you notice it. So that might have the owner or the caretaker or the trainer say, we should see an x-ray to see if the spinuses are close together and kissing. And that is something we can adjust. It doesn't always handle it, but it's something that we can at least work on a little bit. And so I don't want to claim that a chiropractic adjustment will totally handle that or cure it, but I'm done a lot of work with kissing spinous, and you can see a lot of relief almost immediately on some cases. In some cases, you don't. But the good news is I'm not going to make it worse, so it's worth taking a look, seeing how Parker's presenting with that, and seeing if we can give him a little bit of relief with that area. Is it okay if we work together today? What do you think about that, Parker? I'm going to check a few things for you, okay? All right, good. I'm putting my finger in his cheek just for a second. I just want to see him chew a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to take my hand out. I'm going to start looking at your pole a little bit, your atlas. I'm looking at the space of the atlas. So we check between the wing of the atlas and the angle of the mandible or the ramus of the ankle, which is right here, this kind of turn of the jawbone, the mandible jawbone. And I look for spacing. And the spacing's pretty decent, so I don't feel a superior atlas. Sometimes we do. But there's some tightness at the pole, so I'm going to probably want to adjust that. From my experience of just working with Crimson, I'm going to come back to that one. We're going to work on some other stuff first. We're going to do something a little bit more or less startling. Now I'm going to come down the neck and just get a quick assessment over the overall feel of the vertebral bodies down the neck. And there's a little spot here that I want to adjust right here. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, C5. So I'm going to come right into here, turn him my way a little bit. There it goes. Ooh, that clunked too. Let's see if he licks a little bit. So give him a second. There's a nice shake. That's a good reaction. So he shook his head. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so that area was not moving well, and so I got on to C5 and adjusted into it. That feel okay? All right, good. Let me feel it again, see if I miss anything.
No.
This feels good here. I want to get right to that spinous. So I feel it here. So it's right in here is the worst of it. It's that mid, Kelly, it's that mid area like you said. So I want to come up, and I'm going to come up from back to front to lift the spinous a little bit. And let me get this box. Is the box around here? I'll be on this side because he's used to the mounting side. So we'll see if this works. Kelly, okay?
Yeah. You're okay. Let's just check it out.
All right. You ready for me? Okay, so I'm going to come up. Good, got that one. So what I'm doing is I'm coming right under the spinous and coming from inferior to superior and creating space. There's a third one I want to do before I finish in that area. It's right there, and that spot is even twitching. I got it. That was it. So this spacing is really good. Now we're gonna, well, as long as I'm up here, I'm gonna check the lower back,
It's okay, buddy.
sacrum. I'm doing a little tuck, okay? So I want to see this area spread and lift, do you see? So I'm doing a tuck reflex, a butt tuck. You see it lift? Right here we're lifting to get a little stretch through there.
I think he's trying to decide if he actually likes this. What do you think?
There we go.
Not so bad. Good boy. Easy, buddy.
Ah, nice.
Easy, buddy.
Okay.
Good boy, Parker.
Okay. I was definitely able to move 3 of the worst ones and give them a little space, so the space is more uniform. Now I'm going to come up and do a little bit on sacral base.
And Dr. Doug, how often is an adjustment like this for a horse like this good? Like, how often should we think about something like this?
He lets you put a saddle on him now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he's not so symptomatic that he's not doing anything anymore.
Yeah. And it's always
So
hard.
let's say he was in a state of like inflammation, really upset, not being able to have a normal functioning work life. Then, and let's say I lived here, I would see him every few days or a week until he's been through that first phase.
Right.
Then once a month, then check him every quarter. But depends also on the feedback that I got. So if they said, I don't know, you should check him, he's still being weird, or he's still reactive. I'm up here now, so what I look for here is the tuber sacralis, and that kind of lets me know where I am, and those are the bumpy landmarks on the ilium.
I know. What's he doing?
It's a big horse. I'm going to try to turn this way. It'll get me really up high, but I need the leverage. What do you think of this, Parker? Can I get up here for a quick second?
It's okay. It's all right.
No.
Oh. Good boy.
Nope.
Hey,
Still didn't get it.
relax. I know this is all scary.
The tail is a little perky there. Should we leave that one?
Yeah, I mean, he really is getting
getting a little
more
spooked.
uptight and nervous.
Yeah. All right. This one's smooth now. And I get the spinuses. So I think we're good for him today, okay? Because that's the main stuff.
You're all right, buddy.
All right. Thanks for letting me work with you. You're a good guy. All right. Thanks, everyone. Leave him a nice comment, Say hello. Thanks. There it goes. Ooh, that clunked too. Let's see if he licks a little bit. So give him a second. There's a nice shake.